Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining us for this segment, we have Nathan Kim, Managing Director at ETF Portfolio Management with Mireasset Global Investments. Nathan, it is great to see you as always. Welcome back to Trade Talks, and congratulations on the new launch of the Tiger Philadelphia Semiconductor 2x leveraged ETF. This is Tiger's second ETF on Nasdaq SOX Index, and this month marks the one-year launch anniversary of the original SOX ETF. Could you share with us how the ETF has grown over the last year?
Sure. Thanks, Jill. We are truly excited about the newest addition to the Tiger ETF lineup. As you mentioned, it's been exactly 1 year since we launched the Tiger Philadelphia Semiconductor 1X ETF back in April 2021, and we are happy with the growth trajectory of the fund. Today, our Philadelphia Semiconductor ETF stands at $1 billion in assets and is one of our most successful product launches up to date. The ETF was able to grow at a faster pace due to a couple of reasons. First, the listing of the ETF was timely, where widespread media coverage on worldwide semiconductor shortage led to mass interest in the products, especially from the retail side. Although the SOX index has underperformed global benchmarks year to date, interest in the sector remains high among Korean investors. The second factor is the increased adoption of ETFs in personal pension and retirement pension account. This segment has grown substantially over the last 2 years, where retail investors hold roughly $7 billion in ETFs in their personal pension and retirement pension account. We have observed monthly reinvestment into the Tiger SOX ETF from this account and expect this number will continue to grow. Third, Korean investors have traditionally been heavily invested in homegrown memory semiconductor companies such as Samsung Electronics and SK Hynix. Korean investors have recognized the need to diversify into the non-memory sectors to have a more rounded exposure to the global semiconductor industry, and the SOX ETF provides an excellent solution as it is more representative of the non-memory semiconductor sector. The SOX index provides a diversified exposure to leading companies in the non-memory sector, including NVIDIA, the undisputed champion of GPUs, Intel, the US leading integrated device manufacturer, Qualcomm and Broadcom, leaders in communication chips, and Texas Instruments. These companies will continue to play an integral role in furthering innovation sectors such as the metaverse, blockchain, autonomous driving, AI, and robotics.
With the launch of the leveraged version of the Nasdaq Philadelphia Semiconductor ETF, Nathan, where do you see demand coming from, and how can Korean investors benefit from this listing?
We think there is pent-up demand for our leveraged semiconductor ETF product, as evident by heavy trade activity of the SOXL ETF listed in the US, where Korean investors traded roughly $6.5 billion in 2022. With the onshore listing of our products, we provide the convenience of trading the ETF during local trading hours, as well as avoiding the trouble of converting Korean won to US dollar to trade offshore listed ETFs such as SOXL. Furthermore, as our product is unhedged, it can be beneficial to local investors in an environment of expected rate hikes or when there is a flight to safe haven assets, because the US dollar holds strong during these times. Another interesting trend we've witnessed since the launch of the original SOX ETF in Korea is that our unhedged ETF acts as a buffer where on days the SOX index drops, US performs stronger versus Korean won, offsetting the impact of the index drop. Despite the recent volatility and underperformance of the sector, investor sentiment in the US semiconductor industry remains strong, and we are excited to expand our Nasdaq Tiger ETF lineup with the launch of the Tiger Philadelphia Semiconductor 2x leveraged ETF. Thank you.
All right, Nathan, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.